Okay, today I'm going to talk about the importance of gamakas and the importance of practicing gamakas on violin. Gamakas are really important and are also complex or difficult to do if you don't practice them properly. So the first point is that you listen to Carnatic music, understand what the gamakams are. There are, as you know, we have a raga system on Hindustani as well as Carnatic music. So when you are applying gamakas, you should know what the gamakas are included in a particular raga. For that reason, you'll have to understand what are the gamakas of a particular raga. So, for example, if you take Mayamalavagowla, the first ragam that we learn, any Carnatic student will learn is Mayamalavagowla. The basic gamakas are for Arohanam, Avarohanam, Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Dha Ni Sa Sa Ni Da Pa Ma Ga Re Sa. I'm not a good singer, I have not practiced vocal, but these are the basic gamakas of Mayamalavagowla. So to understand that, you have to listen to Mayamalavagowla. What are the, like, from what note to what note it is oscillated. For example, if you take Re, it is oscillated from Sa to Re or Re to Sa. Sa Re. It is oscillated from one particular note to the other. To understand that, you have to listen to Mayamalavagowla, understand what those oscillations are, what those gamakams, from what note to what note it is being oscillated, and then you have to try and apply or try and practice that on the violin or on vocal. Okay, so I'll give you an example on the violin. So this is the Arohanam Avarohanam of Mayamalavagowla with gamakas. So once you have understood the oscillations, you can apply these. But before applying the gamakas, there is one important thing, is that you get the basic notes, the positions of that particular note right. So for example, Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Dha Ni Sa. These are the note positions of Mayamalavagowla. So you have to understand those exact notes in Shruti, where they are. They have to be in Shruti. So that is very important that you play in Shruti. So one thing is Shruti, the second thing is Talam. Talam is also very important, that when you practice, even if you apply gamakas, if they fall out of the Talam, that is wrong. So you have to apply Shruti as well as Talam on your playing. That is very important. So once you have got the positions right in Shruti and in Talam, then only you should start applying the gamakas. Problem with trying to play gamakas before your position getting fixed is that you can go wrong anytime and anywhere. The oscillation from one note to the other should always be in Shruti, and it should be precise. Like, I'm not saying accurate, precise, because for beginners it will be very difficult, that they won't be able to understand the exact note where it is in Shruti. Even a relative note is still okay, but when you try and apply gamakas for a beginner, it is always expected that it can go a little odd or off in the Shruti. That is fine. Little bit of going here and there is fine, but you have to have an understanding of what you are doing. So for that, the prior three steps, what I told, matters: listening, playing it in Shruti and Talam, and the third point is playing the right note, the fixed note needs to be fixed, and then only you have to apply the gamakas. It is also very important that you need to practice every day at least an hour. If you don't practice an hour, if let's say 1 hour is 60 minutes, out of 60 minutes, 15 minutes are going to be distractions. So you're getting only 45 minutes, to be exact, to practice. So if you practice at least 1 hour, you will be able to see some improvement from whatever you did the previous day. So all these improvements adds up over a period of time, and then you can see a drastic improvement, let's say in a year or two. But if you don't do that much, at least 1 hour a day I don't think it is that much to be asked for anybody. Anybody can actually find some time to, if it is priority, you need to take 1 hour and then have to keep that 1 hour for your practice. You have to find your me time and do practice at least an hour a day. Let that be any skill. If you want to see improvement, you have to do it at least an hour a day. But if you want to be a pro, the experts say that it is 10,000 hours. Be it any skill. If you want to master, if you want to be a cricketer or a football player or a violinist or an artist, anything, you have to master it for 10,000 hours. You have to practice over and over again, and that is also a key thing. If you practice something, you have to repeat the same. Let it be a bit of like one line of a particular piece. You have to, if you are not getting it right, you have to repeat it again and again and again. Only then it gets perfect. You playing the entire, let's say if there is a varnam, if you're playing that 1,000 times, yeah, it adds up. But if there is a particular area where you lack, think that this is not perfect, the clarity is not enough, you take that particular piece and do it repeatedly. There is a saying by Bruce Lee, I'm just quoting his words. I'm not afraid of a person who have learned 10,000 kicks, but I'm afraid of a person who have done one kick 10,000 times. That's how the same thing, the same applies to your practice as well. You have to do one thing repeatedly over a period. Let's say Sarigama Padanisa itself, if you practice it over a period of like over 1,000 times or 2,000 times, that gets beautiful. Like over a period of time, it perfects itself. That's how it works. That is what practice is for. I'll show you the importance of practicing glides, simple glides, and then how you can practice it over a period of time and then make it to complex glides, or how you can apply gamakas a bit more efficiently when you practice these simple glides. So I'm taking Mohanam as an example. Every intermediate student might have learned this Geetam called Varavina Mridupani, which is set to Mohanam. So it goes like Sari ga pa da sa sa da pa ga ri sa, if you have learned it. Otherwise, I'll show you one. So how to apply the glides for this particular ragam is that you can do second note to the first note. Second note is Re. Let's say Re is first note, and then Sa becomes the note preceding it. So what you are doing is you are gliding from Re to Sa, Ga to Re, then Pa to Ga, then Dha to Pa, then Sa, Dha, Pa, Ga, Re, Sa. Just to finish it off, you are gliding from Sa, Da, Pa, Ga, Re, Sa. You are finishing it off like that. So what happens is when you practice the single glide, once you have mastered the single glide, what you can do? You can do double glides. Sa, Gari, or Sa, Re. That becomes easier. That landing becomes easy when you practice these kind of glides. That is one thing. You can take any ragam. For example, let's say Hara Priya. I'm not going to elaborate, but those who know Hara Priya, the positions are Re to, Ga to, Ma 1, Pa, Dha to, Ni to, Sa. I'm just taking this as an example. What you can do is Sa, Re, Ga. Ga is nothing but Re, Ma, Re, and then Ma. Then Re, Ma, Re becomes Ga. So Sari Gama, if you have played the gamakam faster, it sounds even nicer. So that is one way of doing glides or gamaka. These glides are pretty important when there are around 12 types of gamakas, as you know, but these glides are pretty much important. The permutation combination of these can help you in the long run. There are so many other types of gamakas. I'll explain in another video. This video is going to be very long if I keep explaining all of that. We will give a dedicated video only about gamakams in the near future. Glides are one type of gamakas that you can practice and perfect it and then apply them in your lessons or whatever. Second important thing is jantas. As you know, sa, ri, re, ga, ma, ba, ba, da, da, ni, za, za. These are really important lessons that you need to practice every day. At least 10 minutes of your day you have to practice janda varises for sure. Sarali varises and janda varises are something that you should not avoid. You can apply that to any raga because it is any major raga because there are 7 notes ascending and descending. So if you take Mayamalavagowla, you can practice that on Mayamalavagowla, you can practice that on Kharaharapriya, you can practice that on Kanagangi or whatever, whichever Sambhurna ragam it is, you can practice them on those ragas. So for Mayamalavagowla, as you know, this goes like this. What you need to focus is on the clarity of each janda. When you are pressing and releasing it, that has to be heard evidently. It has to have clarity. One best thing that you can do is instead of doing 2, you can do it as 5. This is best way to practice janta. So when you do 5, at least 2 of them, it's like throwing stones at mango tree. If 3 is missed, at least 2 will fall. So that's the same principle that is being applied here. If you do 5, at least 2 will have clarity. So you can practice 5 and then it will give you clarity for at least 2. Okay, so jantas are important. Glides are important. So another important lesson is to practice higher octave. Like you have a lesson called Tarasthai Varishe or Melsthai Varishe or Upper Sthai Varishe we call it. So that can be practiced to make sure that you're able to play on the higher areas of violin. So whenever you are trying to play something out of the book, let's say a song, if you are attempting to play a song, obviously there will be higher octave notations coming in. So to play them effortlessly or efficiently, your hand should be able to move in the higher octave without any issues. So for that you have to practice higher octave notations. Even you can practice Arigama Padanisa of Mayamalavagowla on the higher octave as well. If you can try and attempt it. Make sure that you put Suti and Talam, then you play it in Suti and your positions are accurate. This is Mayamalavagowla on a higher octave. There are different ragams. The more you practice other ragas, other positions, it becomes even more fluent. You have to try these things out and practice, as I mentioned, practice every day for at least an hour. Before winding this video, I would like to say one more thing is that the ultimate goal of learning should not be for playing a particular song or 2 to 3 songs on violin. There are people who give out advertisements saying learn this particular instrument in 30 days, 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 4 weeks. Don't fall in those kind of traps. Why am I saying this? Because you cannot master something in a month or 2. Carnatic music is lifelong. Not just Carnatic music, any style of music or any profession, any skill you take, it is lifelong. You cannot master something over just a period of time, let's say 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. There is no crash course or something like, can I learn violin for 6 months and I will be able to be a pro? No. Then what about people who have dedicated their entire life for such an art form? You have to dedicate yourself, and your ultimate goal should be in getting knowledge, being more better. Whatever you are today, you have to be better tomorrow. That should be your ultimate goal in learning, not just that I want to play this many songs on violin or flute or piano or veena or whatever it is. So try to give prior importance to gaining knowledge in a particular field. Let it be the field of music, let it be the field of art, let it be the field of science, anything. Dedicate yourself, give it out time and priority. Then you will be able to master it properly. That's all I want to say, winding this video for today, and see you in the next video. Bye.